Hello everyone! Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to do the Cornservant quests. What is the Cornservant? Well, let's go and ask this little guy over here. A curious corn, he seems to be. Looks like he's got a quest for us. Let's see what it is. Corn of Necessity. You happen upon a curious cob of corn that almost seems alive. Interesting. Rustle, rustle. The rustling of this corn sounds not unlike a dejected sigh, and you could swear it is looking out at the ocean. Oh, woe is me. What's the matter? Are you all right? Russell, you can see me? Oh, blessed be! For countless ages have I watched over these lands. When man first tilled her soil, I was there. When they partaken of her bounty, I was there. A silent guardian of the harvest, my presence unmistakable. Yet, the passage of time would bring change to the people. They began to forget the old ways. Forget me. I traveled the lands hither and yon, yet no matter where I went, I remained unseen and unheard. I feared before long I might have shook this nigh immortal cob. Yet, here at last, I found a kindly soul, able and willing to lend me an ear. But will she lend me a hand as well, I wonder? I wish to help the people of Troll, fill their hearts and bellies both, lest their hunger invite terrible misfortune. All that are born into this world are deserving of happiness. Would you not agree? So let them eat, I say. Eat corn and be merry. That sounds a bit morbid, considering you are a literal ear of corn. Alas, I cannot reach them in my dismayed state, but you can. And so I shall bequeath upon you the most delectable corn dishes, which are to then be distributed to the masses. What say you? I guess I could do that. Russell, such selflessness, such compassion! How long has it been since I last met a soul so grossly incandescent? I am but a humble stock basking in the warmth of your generous heart. Well, my friend, let us be off. Okay. The curious corn spirit has elected to be referred to as the Cornservant. Speak with them again when you are ready to spread corn and happiness to the masses. I mean, I'm pretty good at the happiness part, but corn's a bit new to me. Hello, Cornservant? Russell, goodness! How long has it been since last man has partaken of my corn? I can hardly wait. The hungry bellies of Troll cry out for salvation. Let us sally forth. You've explained this before. Why do you need to explain this again? Like, I'm pretty sure they literally have shown that before. I'm pretty sure they added it with, like, 7.1 or 7.2. But, like, I've seen that tutorial already. Anyway, looks like the first place is up here. Go ahead and get that. Oh, yes, a hungry youth. Perhaps you would like to partake in some corn? What am I to do now? I'm like to starve at this rate. Oh wait, this is Troll, not Eorzea. Russell, his belly, it speaks to me. Excuse me? No, I think it's just growling. I bid you offer him this grilled corn, seared to perfection with the hope that yet burns in my corny bosom. Would you like some corn? Is that grilled corn for me? That's awfully kind of you. I'm new to Tuliolol. and it's been pretty hard. Harder since I lost my job. I've been so hungry lately, I can barely think straight. But the smell of this corn with its smoky sweet aroma has brightened my day. I can hardly wait to eat it. Well, don't. Feels like maybe my luck is starting to turn around. Thank you, miss. I won't forget this. Praise the Cornservant. Alright, that's one down. Where are the other two? One's up here, so I'll make a right at the next turn. Hello, hungry woman. Would you like to partake in some corn? Perhaps I'll simply skip breakfast today. Well, the daylight says that you should be eating some corn. A belly and heart, both in dire need of nourishment, Russell. Here, take of my cob. Let its earthy scent and savory flavors offer her comfort. Would you like some corn? Grilled corn? My husband loves grilled corn. Well, what about you? I wasn't asking him. Life simply isn't the same without him. One moment I think I'm fine, then suddenly I find myself brought to tears. Even eating has been a struggle, but I know he wouldn't want me to mourn him. Thank you for this. I'll try to do better, for his sake and mine. Alright, that's 2 down, 1 to go. Last one is over here. This is a pretty goofy questline so far. I didn't know what to expect from it. Alright, hungry Mummlejaw. Would you like some corn? I'm so hungry, but I have no money. May the gods forgive me for what I'm about to do. Oh, he probably means steal. Okay, I was thinking something much worse. Do you hear that, friend? Russell. His belly weeps from hunger. Pray offer him this corn. Let its smoky sweetness give him comfort and deliver him from foul temptation. Would you like some corn? Is this grilled corn for me? Truly? My stomach has been in knots for days. Thank you. It shames me to admit it, but I tried my hand at gambling and lost everything. I was so desperate for food. I was tempted to do terrible, terrible things. This corn has filled my aching stomach and helped to clear my head. Oh, what a fool I've been. It's time I start over and get my life together. Who knew corn could be so powerful? Russell. The rumblings of bellies in need has ceased. Come, let us find a quiet place to speak. Okay, right up the hill. Perfect. So I know that each of these quests are going to be going through each one of the zones. This is kind of, this kind of reminds me in Heaven's Word, there is a quest line like to Morin Haurchefant. Spoilers. And you end up going through each one of the zones and talking to people about your journey throughout the entire thing. And then I guess this is kind of a fitting thing to do. I don't remember if they did anything for that, like that for Shadowbringers and Stormblood. Maybe they did and I just never did the quest line. But I know that they did one for Heaven's Word. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk to the Cornservant. Oh, and Endwalker. I forgot about Endwalker. Full glad am I to have helped the people of Tuliolol. Indeed, my kernels swelled with joy at the sight of their happy and content faces. And you, friend, your kindness cannot be unrewarded. Meet me at the gate over yonder, and I will see you duly compensated for your trouble. I already know what the quest reward is, but it's like, sure, I'm being compensated, but that's not really the compensation I want. Okay, well, you'll see what it is in a second. I know why it's funny. But like I said, there's a quest for each one of the zones. So we'll be going through, I'm going to go through and do them in the order that we did them because of the split quest lines. We did Urukopacha first, I think. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, let's talk to the Cornservant. Russell. There you are. I hope our little excursion was as fulfilling for you as it was for me. It is a terrible thing to be hungry. Unattended bellies are quick to fill themselves with pain and anguish. feelings that will lead the heart astray. Thanks to you, my corn has sated the hunger that would otherwise invite misery to this place. From the bottom of my cob, I thank you. Pray, take of my corn. May these kernels keep your belly full and spirits lifted. Now, I really must be going. While the people of Tuliolal may be content, there are other hungry souls out there in need of nourishment. Until we meet again. And you get 2 corn. I mean, I can actually use this on one of the crafting script. One of the script recipes for the culinarian uses corn oil, so this is actually useful. Although trolley corn is really cheap, so whatever. Okay, the next one we will do is the Orokopacha one, which is, let's see which one it is. Okay, that's Kozama'uka. There we go. This is the Orokopacha one, and it's called Too Much of a Good Thing. Is the Orokopacha out here? No, that's Kozama'uka. Let's head over. Wait, you talked to the alpaca handler? I forget how we get to Orokopacha. Yeah, okay. Let's head out to Orokopacha. Alright, so the quest is called Too Much of a... There it is, Too Much of a Good Thing. Let's teleport over there and go talk to the Cornservant. It's so goofy. Okay, he should be right over here somewhere. There he is. Hello, Cornservant. Too much of a good thing. You would recognize the rustle of this corn anywhere. Rustle. Well, if it isn't my dear friend from Tuliolal, I do hope your days, as well as your stomach, have been full of merriment and cheer since last we met. It's been like 5 minutes, bro. Glad to hear. I was just passing through when a faint rumbling caught my attention, the unmistakable sound of a belly in need. How fortuitous that fate would also guide you here. Might I impose upon you to help me once more? If you would lend an ear to the poor boy's troubles, I can determine how best to lend an ear of my own. Okay. Okay, let's go talk to that boy. Where is he? Should be... Oh, there he is. Here he is. He seems awfully distraught. A husk of his usual chipper self, I'm sure. A husk. If you've come for business, I'm afraid I'm much too tired right now. It's strange, really. No matter how much I sleep, or try to sleep, I suppose it never seems to be enough. Despite the weird grumblings of my stomach, I have no appetite. Russell, I recognize a lover of corn when I see one. The problem, I believe, is that he eats only corn. He is exhibiting clear signs of malnourishment for lack of well-balanced diet. Doesn't sound like something the Cornservant would say. Though my dominion is only over which is corn and kerneled, there may yet be a way we can help him. Prepared with lime water, my corn can be enriched with additional nutrients. Oh yeah, that could help prevent scurvy, although... Wait, corn doesn't have vitamin C, right? I guess, what, he's got scurvy? Behold, a rich and creamy corn soup. Surely this will help remedy what ails him. Would you like some corn? That soup will help me feel better. Oh, a corn soup. It really is the best of foods. I can't get enough of it. I never thought eating only corn could be bad for me, but there's no denying how terrible I've been feeling lately. I suppose I'll need to be more creative with my corn cooking. Thanks for this. You've given me much to think about. Oh, that was pretty quick. I was considering, like, am I just gonna make this all one video, or am I gonna, like, split this up into multiple videos per quest? But it's like, that literally took, like, less than 5 minutes, so that's not gonna work. The only annoying thing is that the 7.1 quests, I'm not gonna do that until I get to 7.1 content. So it's just gonna be like one video, and then I'm gonna just like put on an additional quest at the end there. I guess that works out fine. Whatever. Nothing like a nice warm corn soup to warm the belly and the heart. Let this be a reminder, my friend. It is possible to have too much of a good thing, even corn. But in moderation, together with other herbs, spices, and flavorings, you can enjoy a cornucopia of delectable delights. Man, they're just not holding up on the corn puns, are they? Russell. I believe our work here is done, but know that where there are those in need of sustenance, I will be there. Fare thee well. More corn! Just what I wanted. Alright, let's head on over to Okanu. I think that's where the next quest is. Let's see. Okay, next one's called Stretched Thin. Right there? Okay. Yep, there he is. Hello, Cornservant. I don't think you want some corn. Stretched thin. The Cornservant rustles with excitement at the sight of you. Doesn't everyone? Rustle, rustle. My friend, what brings you all this way? Taking in the sights, sounds, and flavors of Troll, I trust. Actually, I kind of just looking for some corn. As you might have guessed, there is a Hanu in need of my assistance, and as I yet lack the strength to make myself seen, I am in need of your assistance. Follow me, and I shall take you to him. Oh, right, let's actually remember to mount up this time, because I completely forgot to do that on the Rogopacha person. Ah, there he is, around the corner. Despite her bright and colorful plumage, her stomach has left her with a rather gloomy disposition. Hello, hungry hunter. Would you like some corn? My stomach. I can't stand this rationing any longer. My house was flooded in the recent storm, causing most of my food to spoil or rot. I've taken great pains to make what little I have last, but it's simply not enough. Maybe some corn can help with that. I see. She requires food with longevity. Then she shall have the driest of corns, my cob can muster, and there, this should suffice. Are we gonna need her a bunch of popcorn? Anyway, here's some corn. My word, is all this dried corn for me? It will be many moons before I could hope to diminish such a bountiful store, and the crunch is certain to be sublime. Thank you, kind stranger. There's hope for the future yet. Oh, the children will be thrilled. Oh, that was another quick one. This really won't take near as long as I thought it was going to take. Russell. She seems quite taken with the dried corn. That is well. I shudder to think what havoc spoiled foods might play on her stomach and bowels. Hunger might well be the least of her problems. Thanks to your timely assistance, however, she and her family will have all the corn they need to help them weather their hardships. Yet there are other empty bellies that beckon, and so I must away. Take care, friend. I hope to see you again. Well, I'm going to see you in like a couple minutes, so I'm sure we will. Alright, the next quest is a stomach for change, right? Yes. That is in Yaktel. Yep, that's correct. Let's go ahead and teleport over there. Should probably be Eek Brox. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's Eek Brox. Yeah, this is going a lot faster than I expected it to. Okay, the next quest is a stomach for change. There he is. Right, straight ahead, right? Yep, there he is. Hello, Cornservant. I did it again. I mounted up after I got there. A stomach for change. You could swear the Cornservant was beaming at the sight of you. Well, I mean, he is a big little yellow thing. Russell. So we meet again. You're looking well, my friend. Unfortunately, there is at least one Zabral here who is not well, and so I am come to offer them succor and sustenance. Alas, my words yet lack the strength to reach them. Might I prevail upon you to help them in my stead? They're right this way. Okay, where is that Zabral we need to help? There he is, the hungry Zabral. How creative. There's something peculiar about the growl of his stomach that troubles me. What, did he eat some bad corn? Say, you're companion of the third promise, aren't you? I've heard tell of your great strength and valor. Right, so these quests, I believe, become available before you finish MSQ, but I waited to do all of them. I waited to do all of them before after we finished MSQ, so that we can just go through and do all of them, because they unlock after you finish each zone, I believe. Like, this quest unlocks, yeah, after you do Taking a Stand, which is the quest where we learned about the history of the Zabral and the Mamalja. Though I aspire to do great things much like you, I don't think you'll ever be able to do that, but okay. I fear I've not the stomach for it. Quite literally, in fact. My family is constantly telling me I must eat meat if I am to build my strength, but my stomach protests every attempt. I simply cannot digest it. Have you tried cooking it? A sensitive stomach, is it, Russell? What he requires is something filling and nutritious, yet suitable for a delicate constitution. I need but take a generous helping of my corn, raise it to a gentle boil, and there. This corn porridge should do nicely. Okay. Would you like some corn? A porridge made from corn. Even my stomach should be able to handle such a dish, and it looks quite delicious. Thank you. Everyone was so insistent that I find a way to consume meat. I never gave thoughts to alternatives to build up my strength. You've given me much to think about. Alright, Cornservant, we helped another empty stomach, a hungry person. Russell. It is well that my stomach is amenable to my corn-based cuisine. How vexing it must be, struggling to eat food and knowing full well it disagrees with you, and ultimately having little to show for your efforts. But by adjusting his diet, he may yet find his own path. That it should be potentially paved with corn makes it all the sweeter, I say. Russell. Speaking of paths, I must follow mine elsewhere, for the clarion call of hungry bellies beckons once more. Stay well and stay fed. More corn! Just what I wanted. Alright, the next one is in Shaloni. Let's head on over there. It's probably in the first town we went to. Yeah, Hasatawi, however you say it. And the quest is called Taste Like Home. Alright, where is it? Okay, up to the north side. Let's actually fly over there this time. Hello, Cornservant. Looks like you found your kind, except they seem a little less, animated. Let's say. Tastes like home. The Cornservant's rustling can only mean one thing. Russell. How good to see you. Keeping your belly full throughout your adventures, I hope? Well, considering I always forget to eat food before an instance, not really. A most terrible stomach rumbling drew me to this place, but I'm afraid I cannot yet make my presence known to the people here. Might I beg for your assistance? It is on an otherwise strapping Tanwatan. Tanawatan. Man in dire need of sustenance. If you would follow me. Alright, where's our corny friend? No, that's the Cornservant. Ah, there he is. Hiding back here. I sense something rather dark about the hunger in his belly. Isn't that what the case been with like several of them now? Anyway, you want some corn? Do you feel it? That foul wind sweeping across the wilds? Stings like this pain in my stomach every time I think about what I did. All I wanted was to get away from home and getting out of inheriting that damn farm. I thought I could find ceruleum out here. I'd strike it rich. So I used every pail to my name to buy mining equipment, and I started digging, day in and day out, hoping to find something, anything to recoup what I'd lost. All I've found since coming here is disappointment. Russell, oh dear! His stomach is gripped by deepest despair. What he needs is something to rekindle a flame of hope in his belly. This should serve. Corn roasted with the fiery passion that burns in my bosom. Okay. Would you like some corn? Roasted corn? That takes me back. Ma used to cook this stuff all the time. Gods, I was such a horrible kid. Never listened, always complained. But she loved me anyway. If anything happened to her, I don't want to think about it. I should go home and apologize. Maybe see about working those corn crops. Alright, let's talk to the Cornservant, wrap this one up. Thank goodness we arrived when we did, Russell. The roasted corn served well to help remedy what ails him so. Left unchecked, his frustration may well have led to anger he could unleash on himself or others. With a full belly, however, he had the clarity of mind to remember what matters most to him, his family. Russell, the rumbling of bellies has ceased here in Hosadawi, and so I believe it is time I took my leave. Take care, my friend. But you didn't even do anything. Alright, the next one is in Heritage Found. Of course, that's the next zone we went to. Let's go ahead and teleport to... where would it be? Maybe... it might be in... I don't think it's going to be in Yoselani Station, so I'm going to go to the outskirts. I know I can obviously just check where it is, but I'm just going to guess. Alright, and the quest is called Refined Tastes. There it is. Oops. And there he is. Hello, Cornservant. Who are we going to be helping today? Refined Tastes. This is the last place you were expecting to find the Cornservant. Russell. My, what a pleasant surprise. I hope you've been well since the appearance of this peculiar place. When first hearing the rumbling of a stomach coming from within the dome, I mistook it for the roar of thunder. But sure enough, there was indeed a poor soul in need of my assistance. Would that I could make myself seen to them. I can but assume it was fate that guided you here to see them given the help they need and deserve. Please, follow me and I shall take you to them. Alright, where's that poor hungry soul? Looks like they're right over here. Maybe on the other side of here. There he is. This Malala exudes overconfidence. That sounds like Alala's default state, but okay. Perhaps to mask what ails his grumbling stomach. Hello, hungry Malala. Would you like some corn? Rich. Try the vegetables from the outskirts, they said. Bah. Who could stand to eat this swill? I can't do it. I won't. A man of Everkeep deserves better than this. Typical Lala behavior. With that perfectly manufactured rations of the production facility, full to bursting with nutrients, I could easily work for days with little rest. But this, I'd sooner starve myself until my work is done. Russell. A rather sophisticated palate, it would seem. Perhaps if I take a generous helping of my kernels, apply little heat and pop, pop, pop. There. Let us see what he thinks of my popped corn. You know, I made a comment about popcorn earlier. It doesn't surprise me at all that we end up doing popcorn as one of the meals. Hello, would you like some corn? What in blazes is this? This is absolutely delicious. Light and fluffy, yet also crunchy and perfectly salted. I've never seen such a thing in Solution 9. I mean, you guys haven't invented popcorn, but you did everything else with Electrope? That seems like a pretty high priority on the technology tree. And you say this was made from a vegetable? It would appear the plants grown down here are not to be underestimated. I believe I owe the farmers an apology. Oh, you bet you do. Alright, Cornservant, another success. Russell. Ha 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 ha! The popcorn was a rousing success. He convinced himself that foods should simply be taken as they are, never realizing they can become so much more given the right preparation. I feel like we did a quest line like that, where like we taught someone how to cook, and then it like completely transformed their way of looking at food and eating. Or maybe that was in a book I read, I forget. No, it's just like, wait, you mean you can combine ingredients? I don't remember if it was something we did in this game or if it was in a book I read. Anyway. It was heartening to see something so simple as popped kernels could give him a newfound appreciation for food. And with that, I believe our work here is done. I can scarcely imagine where my search for bellies in need of nourishment will take me next. Wherever that may be, I should be glad to see you there. Safe travels, my friend. I mean, the next zone, I believe, is, oh, no, he goes into Solution 9 next, I think, when I was looking through the quests. But he does somehow get to the, here, what's the last zone? Living Memory. He does somehow get to Living Memory, I think. Okay, the next quest is... Oh, okay, never mind. The next... Oh, no, yeah, the next one's in Solution 9. Which is the last one we're going to do today. And then... Okay, no, he never goes to Living Memory. Never mind. Anyway, let's head on into Solution 9 and talk to the Cornservant for the last quest. This went a slightly faster than I thought it would be, but I'm glad that we're going to get through all of it. Alright, the quest is called... Tasteful Memories. Oh, okay, he's over on the side over here. Let's use the jump pads that Lokoma was afraid of course. Ah, there he is. So you want to talk to the Cornservant? Maybe you help one more belly and then wrap this whole thing up? I think this is the last one we do. Yeah. This gets us the Cornservant minion. Tasteful Memories. The Cornservant seems to be marveling at the sights of Solution 9. I mean, yeah. Russell. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you have been well. I, for one, couldn't be better. Is this place not absolutely splendid? A far cry from any other town I've visited thus far. The silence of their bellies is practically deafening. My ear can hear not a single soul in need of nourishment. Might you be willing to help this old cob find their way about the place? Perhaps together we can find someone in need of corn. Okay, sure. I knew I could count on you. If you've any preparations to make, pray take your time. I shall remain here, ready and willing. Okay, I thought we were gonna have to do something else besides just talk to him, but okay. Russell, are you ready, my friend? Surely there is at least one soul here that seeks fulfillment. Wherever they may be, I'm sure we can find them together. Maybe it's over by the convenient orange circles. That'd be very convenient. They are convenient orange circles, right? Disgruntled Hune. Sir, I don't know what you have some issues with, but maybe... Would you like some corn? Would I like some food? No, not at all. Though Solution 9 was recently attacked, the production facilities remains intact to supply us with all the food we could ask for. I can hear not a growl nor rumbling coming from this one's belly. Perhaps we should look elsewhere. Okay, let's see, are the other ones on this side? Yeah. I guess they didn't want to animate the Cornservant jumping on the platform, so they had to limit it to just this side. Anyway, let's head on over to the next one. Unfortunately, I can't mount up here, but yeah, I mean, that would make sense. Just jump down the stairs. You know, every time I see a flight of stairs like this, my brain's like, oh, I should try jumping down the whole thing. And then it's like, no, I'd like to save my ankles and knees. Anyway, let's go and talk to this disgruntled Malala. Well, isn't that like all Malalas? And they can't achieve world domination? Am I feeling peckish? That's a rather curious thing to ask about. Yeah, but would you like some corn? The only thing I'm worried about is nursing this injury from the recent attack. Food is the least of my concerns. So the twinge of pain I felt in Burr was from an injury, not hunger. All right, we got one more around the corner here. Over by the back rooms. I mean, the back room. They're very different things. All right, just around this corner. Yep, there we go. Disgruntled Shatona. Would you like some corn? Do I look hungry to you? No, I don't need food, but I could certainly do with a drink. How about some corn juice? But I wouldn't go for an energy drink right about now. Just one I could easily keep working all day. We were close, but not quite right. Let us keep searching. Alright, and then it's going to reveal the last one that we need to go to after we finish up those three. And it looks like it's over, yeah, over by the side of the Arcadian, and you're gonna need to walk up the steps there. I didn't even realize there was like a fountain and a water display here. There we go. Disgruntled woman. You want to know if I'm feeling hungry? Yes, I want to know if you want some corn. I suppose I could say I do. A strange thing to say in a place like this, where most, if not all, of our needs are easily met. I wouldn't normally ask this of someone I don't know, but might I speak candidly about something? It's not every day someone takes an interest in my problems. I'm not sure why, but recently I haven't been able to taste anything, no matter what I eat. Audible gasp. What's the point of eating then? Because of that, I've been gradually losing interest in food. Well, that's terrible. That sounds like an awful experience. Would you like some corn? That could probably solve the problem. I realize I have to eat for the sake of my health, but now it's become a chore I'd rather avoid altogether. That sounds like an awful experience. How terrible! A life without flavor is no life at all. But how am I to help her? Russell, I've got it! Russell, first I grind corn into a powder, work it into a dough, then use heat to make thin shells. Then we mix together several extra ingredients, so we're just making tacos, okay? Layer them into the shells, and there! The most tantalizing of tacos. Surely this will reawaken her taste buds. Oh yeah, I'm sure tacos will. Man, it's so tragic that there's actually a gene that makes cilantro for some people taste like soap. And it's like, dude, you don't understand what you're missing. You've prepared something for me, but I told you, I'm not really in the mood. Eat the damn taco. Trust me, you're gonna want to try this. The dish was cooked by the great Cornservant. I want to see how she reacts to that. The Cornservant? I've no idea what you're talking about. It's meant to be something special. All right, let's have it. Well, yeah, it's special. It's the Cornservant. It certainly has an interesting smell. Some more eating ASMR. They don't have eating. They do have eating technology. What am I talking about? They don't have taking multiple bites technology. You only take one bite out of the middle of the taco like Graha. Oh, that was incredible! I can't remember the last time I've had anything so delicious. was someone who used to make these for me when I was younger, I think. It was their specialty. Was it Aunt T? I wish I could remember who, but I'm afraid that memory is lost on me. Well, I guess that's because they're dead and you're wearing a regulator. Like as not, they're in the cloud now. Something tells me they were quite near and dear to my heart, but it's all a blank now. I'm not sad about it, but I do feel a strange, lingering sense of loss. It's hard to explain. The feeling grew over time, and before I knew it, my sense of taste was gone. Oh, so you're depressed. Okay. Nothing tacos can't fix. But this food, the texture, the smell, the taste, it takes me back to my youth. So like, this reminds me of the scene in Ratatouille with the food critic eating the bite of the ratatouille at the end there. Thank you, traveler. I've been reminded of something very precious that would have remained lost if not for you. I promise to do better about eating from now on. And thank you, little corn cob. Your cooking was simply divine. Oh! She can see him now. The corn pops out. Alright, Cornservant, you are finally recognized. People can see you now. You don't need my help anymore. Russell, just when all hope seemed lost, corn has prevailed once again. It was admittedly shocking to discover that, even in a world where no one goes hungry, there could be such terrible discontent. But with a little corn and know-how, we rekindled the memories of happier times in her. It does my cob good to see all go to play. This whole quest line's so goofy and nice. What's more, she was able to see me. Through the power of corn and happiness, no doubt. I mean, this isn't JRPG, although corn isn't usually the power that they invoke. Usually it's more friendship. I've seen a great deal on my travels thus far, and helped no few people find satiation. Satiation. But there is still much of trawl I've yet to see. I don't know what else there is to see, considering we went to each one of the zones. And more bellies in need of nourishment. I wish you well, my friend. May your belly ever be full, and your days filled with happiness. Alright, we got the Cornservant minion. I mean, he was following us around for a good portion of that.